on the News Channel 5 network. This is SCORE on Business.
Hey, welcome to SCORE on Business. I'm Pete Hendricks. I'm your host for today. I'm a serial entrepreneur and a volunteer with SCORE. So a lot of entrepreneurs aren't sure where to start, and we'll get to some things in a little while that you can do. But let's get to our first guest. Charles Alexander is the director of the Tennessee Small Business Development Center at Volunteer State during the daytime. He has a side business doing animated video for businesses to put on their website. I like to have entrepreneurs that work full-time on the show, as starting a business is easier when you don't have to worry about paying the mortgage.
No kidding.
Yeah. So
I have 3 kids, 8, 6, and 4, and they like to eat.
They like to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the great model. So, Charles, what is animated video, and how does it add value to a small business?
So when I say animated video, a lot of people, they call it's a cartoon.
Right.
It's literally a 2D version of a story that I want to help an entrepreneur tell. And I mainly target financial advisors, insurance agents, and mortgage brokers, what I call busy professionals. And the reason that we're doing the animated version, it just is a very easy setup for them, and it helps engage their customer. 70+% of the internet now is video, so that's the technical reason, but the story that you can add into an animated video makes it really worthwhile and really helps tell a complex idea in a 90-second span.
That's my understanding, that not only is it very cost-effective for small business.
Yes.
It's less expensive than live video.
That's right.
But you can explain, if your services are kind of complex,
that's correct,
you can explain it better with that than you can in live.
And what I try to get across to the folks that I work with is what we want to do is explain their niche. And I know it's supposed to be pronounced niche, but I'm born and raised in Middle Tennessee. I say niche.
I'm from Georgia. So.
Good. But what we want to do is make sure that they can stand out from a crowd. And each of those industries I named, there's a lot of just sameness. It looks like a commodity, and it gets treated as such, and I guess rightfully so, because if you don't have a way to stand out, there's no reason to pick you, and that makes it really easy for you to stand out.
And you know, I understand that you focus on those, but there are plenty of small businesses.
Oh, that's correct. I have done real estate and pest control. I even just did a detective agency.
Right.
But yeah, it can span to several other industries.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk briefly about your day job. Tell us about the Small Business Development Centers, where you work during the daytime, and what resources are available for small business.
Okay. Well, the Small Business Development Center is a lot like SCORE, and we do very similar things. We offer 2 services, only 2 people are really good at it. We offer free one-on-one advising for people that own a business that either want to grow it, sustain it, borrow money, hire people, and we also help startups navigate those first waters, even as you would know, figure out if that's the right thing they need to do. And another thing we do is offer a workshop, seminars, whatever you want to call them, geared toward that same client base, so they can continue learning.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of government money spent in ways I'm not a fan of, but what you all do and what SCORE does, I'm a huge fan of.
I've explained to a lot of people, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I guess it's calling it get to see how the sausage is made. And there's a few programs like ours that really do well, and then you get to see several that give us a bad name.
And I think in looking at a couple of differences with SCORE, your SCORE is primarily volunteers.
That's correct.
And so with you all, your counselors they work for you.
Full-time job, that's right.
And so, you know, there's going to be some, specialization there. And then the classes are no charge, is that correct?
A variety. Some are free, some we charge just enough to cover the cost of either the material or the speaker. They're not a profit center by any stretch of the imagination.
And again, this is the Tennessee Small Business Development Centers. Now, you're specifically with the one at Volunteer State.
That's correct.
Another difference with SCORE is you all have offices all over over the state, right?
Well, all over the state, all over the country.
Yeah.
And SCORE does have presence across the state and across the
Right.
country.
Oh, we have a big chapter
Oh, yeah.
here, but you know, you all are in. You're in Murfreesboro. You're in.
Well, we're right here. We're
yeah.
in TSU. We're at Austin P. We're in Tennessee Tech, and we're in
Yeah.
East Tennessee. We're in West Tennessee. We have all 95 counties covered in
Right.
some way, shape, form, or fashion.
And that's a a great thing, because somebody who lives an hour away is,
Oh, sure.
is not as easy to come to
That's
SCORE.
correct. That's correct. And we'll send counselors out there on a periodic basis, have some
Right.
on-demand stuff. Finally learning how to actually Skype and email people, you know, get into the future a little bit to help
Awesome.
them meet their needs.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's touch bases back to your
Sure.
part-time job. Why do folks need video on the website?
As I stated earlier, the internet is geared toward video at this point, and that's
Right.
not decreasing, that's only increasing.
Right.
So in the next 4 to 5 years, if you want to rank anywhere on Google, you will need video. If you want to engage customers, you'll need video. You'll need it for your email marketing, your social media, but just more importantly, to help you stand out and engage that customer. People are not, and it's not just a millennial thing, that's what cracks me up. Everybody blames the previous generation, but it's across all spectrums. People are watching these short videos to learn how to do anything. The other day, my retired truck driver father-in-law was helping me do a repair on a lawnmower. First thing he suggests, he's almost 70 years old, let's pull up a YouTube video, let's figure this out.
Well, one thing I've noticed in my life, I'm a reader.
Sure.
So I'm one of the few people who would rather
Correct.
read the news than watch a video. But on all the different news sites, when you click
That's
on a
right.
story, it automatically
autoplays.
loads.
That's
So,
right.
and they're doing that, because that's what people want.
That's
so
right.
it makes a lot of sense to me.
That's right, and it's training you to do that, and most of them now are you can watch without the sound, and again, that's why animated becomes so handy.
Yeah.
You can get the story without listening to it.
Right. So when should they use animated versus them actually speaking, or live
Sure.
video of, animated
Sure.
versus the actual entrepreneur talking?
I'm probably one of the few people that does animated video that will tell you, if you had the skills, resources, ability to do an on-person, do that. Do the on-person camera where you can show your personality. People can get to know you a little bit. Where people run into issues is if they try to either do it on a budget, and those are not budget friendly. You need a good company with good audio, good lighting, and still be able to have you sit comfortably, act like you've been on camera before, be very personable, and still do it in a 90-second period and have a lot of action and a lot of movement.
Right.
If you can't do all of those things, you're actually doing more harm than good, and you'd be better off to outsource, to have somebody either do a whiteboard video or an animated video.
And especially for companies that are not completely established, the last time, it's been a couple of years, the last time I knew about the cost for live video, you're really $4,000 or $5,000.
That's correct, if you're doing a good one.
Yeah, to do, and there, one that isn't good, there's some things where you save money, and there's some things where you don't.
That's correct.
And video is not the place. And so when you're looking at the animated, it's what, a fourth the cost?
Yes. Mine is going to be a third or fourth of what you just mentioned, and I generally will create packages for people where we can either do a single one, or if you have 2 or 3 points you want to get across, a couple of different targets, niches, we'll do them in a package and make it cost effective.
And then, my understanding is, you can, even if there weren't the cost difference, if the entrepreneur has any kind of a complicated offer or a complicated messaging, the animated is a better medium. You are more likely using animated to be able to communicate to people in an effective manner these more complex things.
Well, any type of insurance policy or financial concept you want to get across, talking in a one-on-one manner or a 600-word piece of text that doesn't engage. It doesn't tell people a story. That doesn't help them get from A to B. But these animated videos, whiteboard videos, you can really make it do whatever you want to do. If I took Pete and I wanted to tell a story about what you do for your business and then have fun with it along the way, I could make you into an astronaut or a pirate or a superhero and still have that element of the story that engages the customer and really makes it hit home for them.
I could be a superhero.
You could. We'll give you a cape.
Well, and if it sounds like I know a little bit about this, this is on my target list for my website, and I specifically was looking at the animated because what I sell is kind of complicated to describe, and I know that it will, you know, when I did the research, the animation is better for that.
I was going to say, for what anything technology based, it can really, it's a whole lot easier to explain, and it really hits home with somebody that's trying to figure out if that's the best decision for them.
Right. So in 30, 45 seconds, can you tell us about a client and kind of how it went, what you did for them?
Well, let's see. I just recently had a lender, a commercial lender in Texas, and most of my clients are from all over the country, that had a couple of niches. One of them where he's wanting to sell his services directly to physicians, and then another one where he's trying to help people with their small businesses with their cash flow.
Right.
Both very complex ideas of who he's wanting to target, what he can do. I was able to write him a very short script. He approved it, got it through compliance, and you know, within just a short period of time, we hit him 2 90-second videos, and he's doing really well with them.
Great. Charles, thank you so much for being here. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. Thanks.